Hey guys, it is Kyle here with Unboxed Autos. Today we are actually going to be taking the Hummer EV off-road. So we are all out here. We have this one right here. There's a whole group. We're here in Arizona. We're gonna head and do some off-roading today. We have this cool spec here, some nice hood graphics, some cool looking accessories as well. Some of them have some cool spare tires in the back. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead though and see how capable the Hummer EV is off-road. And of course, we're gonna go ahead and catch you guys on the trail as well. All right, guys, so we have made it to the top of the trailhead, had a great time in the Hummer EV. What really, makes such a big difference, again, as I talked about earlier, is just how tight that turning radius is with the rear steer. The rear wheels, how they turn along with the front wheels to make super tight turning radiuses. Super big deal. Now, obviously, right here, we have this is the truck version of the Hummer EV, so there's plenty of bed space. This back window actually comes down. There's plenty of cameras. There's actually 14 camera views. There's underbody views, there's tire views, there's front views. So when you're cresting those hills, super easy. As we're gonna kind of look at this one over here for a second, this has the roof panels off on it. So you can have, obviously all the windows down, but the roof panels are off. So, whether you're off-road and you want to have that nice open air feeling, or even if you're just cruising around town and you want that feeling, you definitely can get that. So that's a super great feature. And they all conveniently fit right into the front of the truck. So it actually opens up. And yeah, all the roof panels fit in the front. Super easy, super convenient. It's a power front, so we'll actually show that to you guys later. In this particular Hummer right here, we have some extra tires in the back. So obviously, sometimes you run into some rocks, they'll pop your tires. We've had very little of that. Lots of sharp rocks. These are really good all-terrain off-road tires, so you're not going to get a lot of that, but obviously it does happen. So you can carry those right in the back. Super convenient as always. But yeah, guys, super capable EV, especially, with the one pedal driving, depending on the different drive modes you're in. When you're coming down a hill, you can really just kind of modulate it all through the gas pedal. Really easy. So we'll catch up with you guys more on the trail. All right, guys, so we're here. We're doing the final end of the trail here. And this is a really tight trail. I know I keep mentioning that, but this would not be possible if it wasn't for the four-wheel steering. And we have a ton of different terrain response modes to make sure we're in the right mode, using all the different technology appropriately to help make this as easy as possible. And it really is incredible here what we have. It's a little interesting to first get used to the one pedal driving. So it essentially will modulate the brakes off of the gas pedal. So as you let up on the gas pedal, the brakes will come into play, and it's a little bit strange to get used to, especially at first, having not done it before on the trail. It's a little bit strange, but I think it's definitely something that you get used to. But then it's less right now we're in the most aggressive terrain mode. If we turn to off-road mode, then that's gonna allow us to utilize the brake, and you drive the vehicle how you're used to. So again, depending on the different terrain situation that you find yourself in, those are the two modes that you have. But it does work nice for cresting over hills, so you don't have to go back and forth between the gas and the brake pedal. So that is a nice feature to have. The other thing, which is always good, are all of these different camera systems that we have. So it really helps you maneuver around rocks. So for instance, up ahead we have this really big rock, so we know that we're going to just kind of angle it here to the left. We're going to kind of scrape the side of the truck pretty bad there, but it's better than getting blowing your tire or bending a wheel on the rocks. So a ton of great features. Really does make off-roading easy. I think that's what this is all about. And not to mention, obviously, we have 1,000 horsepower at our disposal. Not that you need all that horsepower, of course, on a trail like this, but there's tons of power, tons of torque, which really just make off-roading easy. So, obviously having all that torque available at zero since it's an electric vehicle, it really makes off-roading easy, especially going up steep inclines and things of that nature. All that torque at 0 RPMs essentially is really great. So the only thing, you know, I do think about, you know, obviously we're out here, we're off-road. The Hummer does have, you know, a really good range, you know, in comparison to some competitors. So, you know, depending on how you drive it, I think that you can get, you know, 300 miles of range out of it. That's just a tad higher than what they're estimated at. But I think, you know, from how I was driving it, at least initially, I think that you can expect to get about 300 miles of range out of it, which is a hair over what they say. But, you know, obviously being out off-road, off the grid, you know, I think the charging infrastructure will definitely, you know, be nice to see that improve a bit, because obviously you are going to be a little bit limited as to how far you can go depending on how you plan out your ride. Obviously, you know, if you're just doing a day trip, that's plenty of range. But if you're going to do a multi-day, you know, off-road adventure, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, a little more difficult. But, you know, again, for the occasional off-roader, goes off, you know, for the day, spend, you know, maybe a night out. This is enough for that, of course. And, you know, we can do, it has super fast charging capabilities depending on, you know, the charging station that's available. So, you know, you can charge about 100 miles in around 15 minutes under the right circumstances with the right charging capabilities with fast charge. So that's great. And, you know, 0 to 60, of course, on-road performance, 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, which is crazy for a vehicle that weighs almost 9,000 pounds.